I'm about to share with you something that we believe is a revolution in exercise that we've been working on for 9 years. But evolution, we believe, has been working on it for hundreds of thousands of years, if not millions. We call it Counterpace technology. Now, most of you that like to exercise have probably had an experience where you're out running or biking or swimming in some strenuous rhythmic exercise. You're working hard, and then all at once, it gets easier. You feel like you are moving faster with less effort than you would have imagined. Why? Well, we think we've stumbled on the physiology behind why that happens, and we have been researching to show that not only is there an extraordinarily efficient place to exercise, but that this place is better for you. That the health benefits, in fact, of exercise seem to be derived, the cardiovascular and maybe even the brain benefits, from this phenomenon. What's equally important is sometimes you've all been out there exercising and you can't believe how hard it is. Like you're doing something that you know you can do, but it's hard, you can't catch your breath, you just want to quit. Well, there's a dangerous place too. There's a very, very inefficient place that's hard on the body and the heart, and I'm gonna share that with you as well. So, what if we could make exercise easier for everybody? That's what this is about. Well, to understand this, I want to give you just a little bit of background in the physiology. While we're sitting here, that little organ on the left, the heart, is a perfectly efficient pump. It's extraordinarily effective at delivering all the oxygen your body needs. However, when we start exercising aggressively, the largest organ system in the body, the musculoskeletal system, comes online and demands orders of magnitude more blood flow. That little organ cannot keep up with orders of magnitude more demand. It can triple its rate, right? It can increase output on the average person about 4 times. Fortunately, that giant organ system that's demanding so much oxygen is also a phenomenal pump. In fact, every time you take a step, those big muscles are squeezing blood vessels, both arterial and venous. And every time you push off the ground, not only are you pushing on all those blood vessels with your leg that you're pushing off with, but you have to pull up with the opposite one at the same time, and your core and your upper extremities. And what you have is you have a rhythmic pump that is not pumping from the central circulation to the periphery like the heart does, but instead, this second rhythmic pump is pumping from the periphery towards the central circulation with each step. We've been scratching our heads for decades. Why are the people winning the big races, the New York, the Boston, the Berlin Marathon? Why do the top couple finishers seem to be stepping exactly at their heart rate? They're stepping between contractions. They are stepping in what we call cardiac diastole. And it's a regular rhythm that provides tremendous efficiencies and tremendous benefits beyond that. Now, this idea of having a second pump that's extraordinarily well-timed to the cardiac cycle has been known for a long time. This is a 60-year-old technology called external counterpulsation. There are other counterpulsation systems that drive blood to the heart exactly when it's beginning its relaxation phase. And they have profound health benefits. Now, this machine is loud, it's jarring, these patients are bouncing off the bed, but they love it. It's expensive. It requires one-on-one health care, one-on-one nursing, so the insurance companies aren't paying for it, but the outcomes are phenomenal. What we did is realized we could bring the benefits of this technology to people in a very, very simple system. So that's what we've done. In fact, we have created a simple sensor-based guidance system that allows you to coordinate these 2 incredibly important pump cycles. So what I've done here is I'll
Counterpace activated.
Show you in a simple little app, right, that now I'm wearing that sensor on my chest right now. It shows you I'm very excited. I've got a nice, good, healthy heart rate. And we can do this in any rhythmic activity. You can do it on an elliptical, a treadmill, outside, walking, running. But when you start, it's going to show you your heart rate, but it's also going to show you your step rate. And you need to get the 2 to match, right?
Your heart rate is lower than your step rate. Raise your heart rate to begin guidance.
Well, I can do that, or I can bring my step rate down. Now, we will adjust with every single heartbeat, every single step, and get you until you're stepping right at that magical moment where everything gets better. And you start accumulating zone time. Now, if you prefer to run with music,
In the song.
we will provide music, or we'll take your favorite songs. You guys are jealous, right? So,
Activity completed. Nice work.
thank you. So we've done a lot of research. So what have we been doing for 9 years? We've been researching the heck out of this. And this is a study with the USA Track and Field. We're working with elite athletes, but these findings, which we just published in the American College of Sports Medicine's top journal, are equally relevant to all of us, frankly. I didn't know that was going to happen, but this is basically, he's being prompted to step out loud. He has no idea what he's stepping to, and every 3 minutes, we changed the timing of the beep. Now, these guys were phenomenally accurate at this. What I want to show you first, though, is the hemodynamic changes that happen when somebody steps slightly off of their heart rate. What happens then is you have these two pumps that are fighting each other, right? So you have your heart pumping away, you've got your musculoskeletal pumping. If they're at slightly different rhythms, then they're going to be fighting each other, and then they're going to be in sync. When they're fighting each other, you're going to have very high blood pressure because the blood can't go anywhere. Two pumps fighting against each other in the aorta, right? When the two pumps are in sync, you get really nice low blood pressure and a beautiful low heart rate at a fixed work output. What happens when you start stepping into the beat? You get this beautiful, nice blood pressure, low heart rate. You don't have to breathe as hard. Don't have to breathe as hard? Well, let me show you. This is his data. So this is complicated stuff, but just looking at the top line, you can see when we asked him to step in the green at different phases every 3 minutes, he was extraordinarily accurate. The red is the next one. His heart rate went up and down for 3 minutes with no change in work output. It was just tweaking when he stepped in his heart cycle. And he switched back and forth between the two pumps fighting, in which case he was not delivering oxygen to the muscle, and therefore he had to switch to anaerobic metabolism. He had to breathe harder to breathe off the CO2 from the lactate that was building up, and so forth. So everything gets better when you step in sync. And so we're just extraordinarily excited about this. This just shows you that we have a lot more data. The p-values are great. When we were looking at the professional athletes, not surprisingly, about half of them step exactly in diastole on their own at race pace. So when you get to run the hours that professional athletes get to run, they learn how to feel it more often than not, probably. But as we get to the college athletes, it's less common. When it gets to us, it's pretty rare, unfortunately. This is showing that brain blood flow goes up. So you can look at brain blood flow right here through the middle cerebral artery with Doppler, infrared Doppler. Dramatic increase just by stepping at the right time. So we're so excited about this. We've only scratched the surface in researching it, and so we've got multiple studies going on around the country. If you guys are interested in researching it, we will support you. And there's just a whole lot of applications over time. So we're super excited about it, and that's the story.